In the earliest days after humanity left the perfect garden, the world was still fresh and full of wonder, but also marked by the consequences of the fall. Adam and Eve had begun their life outside Eden, and soon their family grew. Among their children were two sons, Cain, the firstborn, a tiller of the soil who worked the earth with calloused hands, and Abel, a shepherd who cared tenderly for the flocks. Both brothers lived very different lives, but they shared one common desire to honor God. As their parents had taught them, they each brought offerings to the Lord. Cain gathered some of the fruits of the soil, the crops he had carefully cultivated with sweat and labor. Abel brought the firstborn of his flock, the fattest and best of his sheep. These offerings were more than just gifts. They were acts of faith, expressions of worship and gratitude to the Creator. When it was time for God to receive the offerings, a dramatic moment unfolded. God looked with favor upon Abel's sacrifice, but Cain's gift was not accepted. Why did God favor one and not the other? The scriptures hint that it was not about the gifts themselves, but about the heart behind them. Abel's offering came from sincere faith, giving God his best out of devotion. Cain's offering, though from his labor, lacked that genuine heart of worship. This rejection stirred a storm inside Cain. His face fell and dark emotions began to swell: anger, jealousy, bitterness. God saw this unrest and, in his mercy, spoke words of warning to Cain. "Why are you angry? Why is your face downcast? If you do what is right, will you not be accepted? But if you do not do what is right, sin is crouching at your door. It desires to have you, but you must rule over it." This divine counsel was a chance, a lifeline. Cain could choose to master his emotions, to turn back to God in repentance and obedience. But the seed of jealousy had taken root too deeply, and it grew wild. One day, God invited Cain to go out into the field. What followed was a tragic moment that echoes through history: the first murder. Cain, consumed by envy and anger, rose against his brother Abel and killed him. Blood was spilled for the first time, staining the earth with sorrow and grief. When God asked Cain, "Where is your brother Abel?" Cain replied with a chilling question, "Am I my brother's keeper?" This defiant response revealed a heart hardened by sin and evasion of responsibility. God pronounced judgment on Cain for his crime. The ground, once a place of blessing, was cursed for him. He would become a restless wanderer, a fugitive, unable to settle in one place. The weight of guilt and punishment was heavy. Yet even in judgment, God's mercy shone through. Fearing for his life, Cain worried that others might kill him in revenge. God put a mark on Cain, a protective sign so that no one would harm him. This mark was a reminder that, despite his sin, Cain was still under God's watchful eye. Cain went away from the presence of the Lord and settled in the land of Nod, east of Eden. There he began a new life, building a city and starting a lineage, but the shadow of his actions would never fully leave him. The story of Cain and Abel is a powerful and tragic portrait of human emotions: faith, worship, jealousy, anger, and the devastating consequences when sin takes control. It reminds us of the importance of mastering our hearts and the reality that we are indeed our brother's keeper. Beneath the surface, it also speaks of God's justice mingled with mercy, a God who judges sin but still offers protection and purpose, even to the fallen. As the first family struggled with sin, the stage was set for a long story of redemption and grace that would unfold through the generations. If you are loving this video, please hit both that subscribe and like button to help this message to spread far and wide. Check out the rest of the Bible Stories playlist to enjoy heartwarming events of the Bible brought alive. Thank you for supporting the Wake Up channel. God bless you.